Hello traders out there in Traderland. My name's D7 here at Grok Trade, and this is the weekend edition video. I'm coming at you a little late. It is Sunday, but good through October 4th, 2020, and here we are. The markets on Friday ended in bearish territory. The Nasdaq took the biggest hit, down 2.8%. But everybody else in bullish territory, even after the news, the President Trump getting the Rona. Anyway, with that said, a lot of fear never came into the markets. The VIX did go up 3.4%, not as much as I thought it might have gone up. Bitcoin at 10,600 time of this video. Now, I'm going to be starting off this video here. This is going to be highly educational, okay? And everything has to do with trend lines on this one. I'm going to start off with the monthly chart on the spider. And here's why this is so important. This is a monthly chart on the S&P 500. Back here, this is, and you can see, I'm using TradingView. There's a link down in the description. But TradingView, there's a free software. You can use this free, okay? But if you look here, this goes back to 2009. You can see the date down here, 2009. That trend line comes up. We hit here January 2018. Again here December 2019. And then we broke through it this year. But here's the problem. This trend line has held up so well for so many years. We broke through, but last month, remember how I said I thought we would be up here above 340? We didn't. We got close. We got within 2 points of, we got to 338, okay, last week. But we could not get above 340. We came within 2 points. If you guys go back, watch my video, say that's what my gut was telling me, we should get up. I'm thinking we'd get up at 340. We got up to 338. So I got really close, but it didn't. But here's the problem, okay? The problem is this. We closed below this trend line. Because of that, now we have what's called a jab on the monthly chart. So the monthly chart outweighs the weekly chart. The weekly chart outweighs the daily chart. This is the most respected chart out there utilizing raw data, and we're looking at the most revered market indice out there, and that's the S&P 500. That now has given us a jab, technically speaking, and we're starting to see it already at the beginning of this month. We're already in bearish territory, okay? Jabs usually mean, if you get a jab, look for a sizable move to the downside, okay? That's what jabs normally do, a sizable move to the downside. Just like we have here. Do you see this jab? See these trend lines? We came down, we jabbed, we crossed through it, and then we rallied back hard. So this gave us a jab, big rally. This gave us a jab. We're expecting a big drop, okay, on the monthly chart. Now, I wanted to start off with the monthly to show you. I might as well show you the MACD too. If you look at the MACD here, you can see we have a crossover. Do you see that crossover? We know it's a crossover because the histogram has a negative tick. So the last time we crossed over there, we had almost a 3-month pullback. Back here when we had the crossover, we went down a few months. Do you see this? Here we had a crossover, went down a few months. So the question is, now that we have this crossover, will we go down a few months? That's the big question. So let's go over here to the weekly chart. Quickly look at the weekly chart of the S&P 500. What's nice here is we have a bull pullback and a rally. So we did have a pop. Now, normally what I do not like on this first pop is usually should have been a big candlestick, you know, a nice chunky candlestick. Let me see. Like here we have a pullback, we pop. These aren't big candlesticks, but normally that's what I like. See this? We down, we get this big chunky candlestick and we rally. I'm looking for a bull pullback, not bear pullback. So right here, see the bull pullback? We could pull back, we get this big chunky candlestick, we rally up and then take off. That's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see a little fatty right there, a fatty candlestick. We didn't get it on the weekly chart. We get this little mini anemic, just nothing candlestick. So in other words, I'm saying, is this truly going higher? MACD centered oscillator hasn't crossed over yet to the bullish side either. We still have a negative tick on the histogram. So, but it looks like it's getting ready to cross over. If we get more upside starting off Monday, then chances are we're going to see things go, start off bullish and do well. But the rest of the time here, we're going to be spending on daily charts, okay? And here's the deal, and I want everybody to be really, really, really following me here. We have trend lines. This is a rising wedge. That's more bearish than it is bullish. This is in a lot of trouble on the spider. Okay, this is a spider daily chart. However, this could be a bull flag ready to rally to the upside. Here's the deal. Stay long if you're long at this moment if it stays above this trend line. This trend line is so, so, so important. And how I'm drawing these trend lines, they look wrong. They're not. We have a science drawing trend lines. There's actually 3 trend lines that we draw in the class, the mentorship class. I'm only showing you one trend line, okay? So and this is an important trend line. All 3 of them are very, very important. I'm showing you one trend line out of the 3 that we teach. Listen, I don't want to, let me just show you. If you go to Grok Trade, groktrade.com, right here at the top is trend line class. Listen, the trend line, take this class, put in this code right here, trend. You can see this trend, put that code in. It's going to knock off your $300 is going to go down to $97. You're going to see 2 classes there on trend lines. So I highly, highly, highly recommend that you take that just to really understand what we're doing here on the trend lines, okay? So if we stay above this trend line, you can stay long the market. If we go below this trend line, woe to the market. Look for this could get nasty and fast, and this market could really fall out of bed here. However, I'm seeing on the VIX that the market just isn't, there's not fear out there. So I'm okay with that. I'm okay with there not being fear. But diamonds, if you look here at the diamonds, big symmetrical triangle, long as we stay above this trend line, all is well. Stay bullish, okay? But if we go below this trend line, we're in a lot of trouble. NASDAQ, same thing. We're in a nice uptrend. Everything is fine as long as we stay above this trend line. Long as we stay above it. Very important. Russell's 2000, big symmetrical triangle. Long as we stay above this trend line. We did close above all major moving averages too on the small caps. That tells me that we have a good chance of bouncing higher. So that looks really good. Financials, same thing. We're caught up in the moving averages, but we're getting some activity on small caps and financials, which is really good. Big symmetrical triangle. As long as we stay above this lower trend line, all is well with the markets. US dollar, big symmetrical triangle. If we break down there, the US dollar will drop. This is kind of a bear flag looking formation. If we do break down below the moving averages here, look for the dollar to get weaker. Commodities should rise higher, including stocks. Silver, a little bear flag here, but silver is fine on the daily chart as long as we stay above this trend line. Very important that it does. Gold has to stay above this trend line. It's a symmetrical triangle. This could get bullish and break out to the upside. Watch that. VIX, big symmetrical triangle right now. If we do break this lower trend line, that'd be very bullish for the markets. If we rally higher and break through, that's going to be very bearish for the markets. Bitcoin is at major area of support. If it breaks that support, woe to that. But this is a great time to be looking to pick up Bitcoin. Right now, I have I have another coin, Ethereum, that I'm holding. I swapped out my Bitcoin for Ethereum. I'm thinking right now, by looking at this chart, I may pick up some more Bitcoin at this moment. All right, now I'm going to get some stocks of interest, okay? And these will be I'm going to go to the Grok Tech stocks. We're going to look at the daily charts. Now listen, this is for educational purposes only. I may or may not be in any of these. So assume that I am in them, okay, that I own them. But this is not a recommendation to buy or sell. If you are long Apple, stay long Apple long as it stays above this trend line. It's critically important it stays above that trend line. AMD, we're in a big symmetrical triangle. Look for a big move on AMD, but we have to stay above this lower trend line or we're in a lot of trouble. Amazon, stay with it long, but it's got to stay above this trend line. If it pulls back to that trend line, look for buy opportunities. BABA, same thing. If it pulls back to this trend line, look for opportunities. But that trend line is very, very important. Baidu, big symmetrical triangle. Watch for a big move on Baidu. If you guys like to do spreads on options, be thinking about these on Baidu. It's building up to make a big move. Booking, big bear flag. I would stay away from this one. Cisco, almost a double bottom. Look for an upside opportunity. If we pull back a little bit and we rally right there, that could happen. I see a big bullish divergence on the MACD. I think we're finding it could be a good buy for Cisco. Catfish, stay with it if you're long. eBay looks like a nice bull pullback, guys. Look for that to bounce. Facebook, as long as it stays above this trend line, all is well, but it has to stay above this trend line, guys. But let it draw back to it before you start looking for that. Google with a G, or with an L rather, and I just stay away from those. GoPro looks really good. Stay with that. Microsoft looks okay as long as it stays above this trend line, but holy smokes, if it breaks that, that's a short. Anything that breaks this lower trend line is a short, by the way, guys. Stay away from MU until it gets back down here. Netflix, let it drop at this big, look for a big symmetrical triangle. That symmetrical triangle should give us a big move on Netflix. Nvidia, wait for it to draw back to this trend line. Oracle, not bad. Maybe stay with that, especially if it can get back above these moving averages. PayPal, let it drop to see what happens on a bounce, but look for a big move soon on that because we have symmetrical triangle. Roku, looking really strong, guys. It's at a major area of resistance, but it needs to pop through. But Roku's looking great. Shopify, stay with that. Look for its base sideways and then a breakout. Snap is at major resistance. Wait for that to break out. It's catching its breath. Tesla, big symmetrical triangle. If it's going to stay bullish, it needs to stay above this red one, definitely above this blue trend line. If it doesn't, woe to Tesla, but for the most part, this looks like a great opportunity for a big move, one direction or the other. I think up if the market stays strong. Remember, the monthly is set to go bearish, guys. And then Twitter, last but not least, is a nice buy opportunity there if you can get in on this on a breakout, okay? Because we're in an uptrend, look for that to break out, but we're at resistance, good place for it to drop. So a couple things to think about. Now, on the bigger time frame, guys, bigger time frame. The thing that has me most concerned now is the monthly chart. The monthly chart really calls the shots on all the smaller time frames. So that monthly is something I'm watching very closely. It doesn't mean we can't rally right back up. I mean, the markets can do anything, but that one carries a lot of weight. I'm watching that. We're watching that very, very closely. But the markets are, how you'll know if we're in trouble is if on the daily charts here, write this down, write it down. Listen to what I'm getting ready to say. This is how you're going to know we're in trouble. Is if the daily charts, the lower trend lines start getting snapped, broken, and it happens on increased volume. If that happens, woe to the markets. We don't know where it will head. Now listen, as far as the markets are concerned, we do not, as far as investors, we don't like uncertainty. What was interesting when President Trump came out and said he had COVID, him and the First Lady, it freaked out the markets. Futures were down 1.5% on that news. I was watching that. And then the markets took a hit, but people bought into that strength. So that told me, whoa, people aren't too freaked out. I think that the likelihood of the president dying is really slim. Don't think that's going to happen, just statistically speaking. So I think it'll be his bad flu. He'll get over it. He'll bounce back like most people do. So that being the case, the markets have that same sentiment. The markets are very logical, do not like uncertainty. I think that the reason people bought into the strength is because they're more certain than uncertain of how the outcome of President Trump's the flu, the COVID that he has, right? So, I mean, it's a bad virus. And matter of fact, our last mentorship, last month, 2 months ago, one of our students had a father that passed away with COVID while he was going through class. Very sad, and I still think about you. You know who you are. And so I, very sorry for those who have loved ones who have been lost. I know several people that's had COVID. Fortunately for us, nobody has passed away. Yeah, bad flu is what it's like. So, knock on wood, our health is, we have been healthy. It'd be interesting if you had COVID or if you know of anybody that died from COVID, or, just put it down in the comments. I'm really interested to know. Did you have it? What were your, what did you experience? What was the symptoms? How bad was it for you? And so anyway, yeah, very interested in that. What else is going on for those that are still here? Oh, man. So as of before the market drop on Friday, my algorithm, I have a trading algorithm, my live account, I'm trading with real money, up 46% since June. So June, July, August, September. So 3 months, my account's up 46%. And this is retirement account, okay? So it's the bigger account, and I could not be happier. So there, I'm keeping 8 qualified investors up to date. These are people that have a net worth of 2.1 million or more, not including their homes. And these are individuals interested in the algorithm. I'm keeping them informed to the latest on that. So it's kind of fun, right? It's nice having the same tool that I'm having that the big boys have. And it's really, I worked hard to get this, right? I had to design it myself, and I almost threw in the towel. It was a tough. It was not easy to design a trading algorithm that works. So it was not easy, but made it happen, and very happy to have that. Because of that, I'm getting my my investment advisors. I'm becoming a registered investment advisor, and I'm starting a firm. I'll be able to trade your money for you guys. So I'll be handling people's retirement accounts. That's what we'll be doing. So I'm kind of giving you behind the scenes. The company hasn't been structured yet. I don't have my license yet. That's just a little tidbit of what's happening behind the scenes. I'm studying to get my Series 65. And just because legally I have to, or I can't trade your money for you. I have to do that. I've got to be certified with the SEC. Anyway, if you have any certifications, let me know that down in the comment section. I'd be interested to see that. Sorry for the late video. Normally I try to get them out Friday, no later than Saturday, but it's Sunday and I'm just doing this. So for the few of you who'll be watching this, thank you. Let me know where you're from. Be interesting to know. Are you all from the United States? I know I have followers from 162 countries. Let me know what country you're from. Let me know what country you're from. So, something that you probably should know about on if you want to have us mentor you, 3 days where we take you in under our wing and show you how to do this, how to make money, how to structure it like a business, do it the right way. Amateur to professional level. If trading has to work for you, spend 3 days with us to make that happen. But one thing that we're doing is when you come through the mentorship, you can retake the mentorship with other, like if you do it with Mark, you can go and do it with Romulus. Or if you do it with Romulus later, you can do it with Mark. No, it's all free. No extra charge. Just go to, so if you get one, you get all of them. It's a huge benefit to you. So with Romulus, you get the swing trading with ETFs on the hedge fund side. He's a hedge fund guy, okay? Mark, the Meerkat, he's a swing trader and a day trader, and he's predominantly stocks. That's him. So pick your poison and go to groktrade.com, trading mentor. Look for the link. That'll help you guys out. We'll catch up with you later. If you like it, share it with a friend. We'll see you guys later. Bye.